Armen and Levack, 104.5 The Team, your home for New York sports, and let's preview this weekend. 3:05 kick, Packers, Seahawks. Jessamyn McIntyre with 710 ESPN Seattle joining us now. And Jessamyn, first thing first, Earl Thomas says he's not buying it in regards to Aaron Rodgers' calf. The guy was limping last week. What does Earl Thomas mean by that?
I think Earl Thomas means that no matter what, he's going to prepare for the best version of Aaron Rodgers that he's going to get. And I think he was actually paying Aaron Rodgers a little bit of respect when he said that, giving him some credit for the scrambling he was able to do. But he's preparing for the best version that he's going to get, and nobody's fighting on that calf injury.
So what we're establishing here is that I was right when I told my fool partner that this was actually a measure of respect, not any kind of disrespect.
It absolutely is a measure of respect. And, you know, he even went on to say that he never seen that kind of soul from a quarterback of his skin color. So It was that kind of respect.
See, and I can respect that because I tried out for the step team in high school. We established this yesterday.
And he ended up being a tuba player.
If you need me to throw down at any time, I can flow, whatever's needed. So I respect that out of Earl Thomas. Armen and Levack, 104.5 The Team. Jessamyn McIntyre, ESPN Seattle with us.
We've seen over the course of the season that the key to actually beating the Seahawks is the running game. Is there anything that makes you think the slightly overweight Eddie Lacy will be able to run the ball against the Seahawks?
I think that it's going to be a challenge, but there will be some opportunities. Obviously, when Brandon Mebane went down, that was a tough spot to fill. Jordan Hill was filling in admirably, and then he went down, and so you've got a rotation up there, which has actually been going pretty well in the Seahawks' favor, but it's a rotation. It's new. They're not used to having DeMarcus Dobbs, Kevin Williams kind of plug that hole there. But they're doing a really good job about it. I think Eddie Lacy will, he'll be able to do what he does, but I don't think it's going to be enough to cause problems for the Seahawks.
And Jessamyn, with all the talk about Aaron Rodgers and the calf, Levack and I today have been really focusing on Eddie Lacy and his statistics because when you really break it down, when he's successful, the Packers are successful. They need him to run the ball well, which we can all assume the Seattle defense is well aware of that.
They certainly are. And I think another thing to bring up besides the guys up front for the Seahawks on defense there in the run game is the fact that the secondary has been unbelievably instrumental in the run defense. You see Richard Sherman showing not just his increased ability to tackle. He has really, really made that a point to improve this year, but his speed in actually getting to the play and backing up the front there. And, I mean, I'm sorry, but Cam Chancellor, you just don't want to mess with him. We had Larry Foote on Sirius XM the other day saying that he doesn't even let his kids watch Cam Chancellor because he doesn't want them getting nightmares. You have guys like that, and then Earl Thomas flashing the speed. It's unbelievable how much they participated in the run defense this year. And obviously when you let up 39 points over 6 games, you can tell why.
Now, you brought up Richard Sherman as one of the scary members. They made the Green Bay made news by not going after him at all week 1. They're going to challenge him, and he's going to be ready for it. Am I crazy for thinking that?
No, you're not at all. He even said that he was extremely frustrated after that one because he said, and I quote, "I like to play the game." He kind of felt left out of that first meeting, and he really kind of welcomes the challenge, and that's something that he looks forward to. So he wants to be challenged, and the Packers just can't win without doing that. You can't shut down half your field, no matter who is on Richard Sherman's side. They've split the field again. He's going to stay on his side, and you can't get away with not at least challenging him. You can't shut down half your field and win.
Jessamyn McIntyre, 710 ESPN Seattle with Armen and Levack on 104.5 The Team. Jessamyn, the kick is at 3:05 East Coast. On West Coast, that's at 12 noon, and it's the first time that the Seahawks have had a 12 noon kick. Is that hour, in your mind, with the fans coming into the stadium or the players playing an hour earlier, is 1 hour a big difference? Should that have any effect whatsoever early on in the game?
No, it's 12 for the 12th man. Come on now.
Hey.
The fans out there are taking that as a sign of respect, and that's what Pete Carroll said, so everybody's sticking to it. But, I mean, you look at this team last year, they had the most 10 a.m. starts in the league, and they won the Super Bowl. This year, nothing's different. These guys stay on schedule, whatever it might be. You kind of see how every once in a while these guys don't remember what day it is because no matter when they're playing, they're on that schedule. If they're playing on Saturday, well, then Friday is Thursday and Thursday is Wednesday, and so they'll refer to the day of the week that it is on their schedule, not the actual day of the week. So schedule's just not a problem for these guys, and I expect them to be really fired up. I think they're just bummed they have to wait until Sunday.
Now, as part of my job, I have to try and find a problem for that Seattle defense. And
Okay.
I've had to dig a little deep, as you can imagine. The last 7 quarterbacks they've faced, it's been whoever's been back there for Arizona, Cam Newton, Derek Carr, nobody of Aaron Rodgers' caliber. Is there any chance that they're a little less than prepared just because they haven't faced that kind of talent in the last 7 weeks?
No, because the Seahawks don't recognize the quarterback. They recognize him as a quarterback, and they only go 1 week at a time. They don't care who it is. For them, Aaron Rodgers, they'll give him all the respect in the world, but on Sunday, he's number 12, and he is going to have to beat them, and they are not going to let it happen. They don't prepare for any game as if it's bigger or as if it's not as big, and they don't prepare for any quarterback as though he is less than who he is. Therefore, they always treat everyone with the same amount of respect. So I don't think they're going to be underprepared because they prepare the same exact way every week.
Jessamyn, is there any factor in this game that makes you nervous when you look at the matchup for the Seahawks? Anything at all where you could say, oh, they're a little vulnerable here?
I don't think that the Seahawks are necessarily vulnerable. I would say that the defense sets the tone on offense. They haven't shown as much as, traditionally successful teams have, just because a lot of the time they've only had to do just enough to win. And, if the Packers put up some early points and they're playing catch-up, the Seahawks are a second-half team. They're definitely a fourth-quarter team, but that would make me a little nervous.
All right, so I hear what I will call a little bit of confidence in your voice. We spoke to...
Hey, man, it's permeated the city. Pete Carroll's got us all competing every day.
Well, we spoke to Shalise Manza-Young from the Boston Globe earlier. She had that same confidence in her voice for the Patriots. I'm sensing a collision course here between the Pats and the Seahawks.
I am, too. When I look at that match and look at what the Patriots have been doing and their pedigree, I can't believe they're continuing to do what they've done. I just can't see them losing this weekend. All the respect to Andrew Luck and the Colts, but I think it's going to be a very serious collision in Arizona between the Seahawks and the Patriots.
Jessamyn McIntyre, 710 ESPN Seattle on Twitter, at Jessamyn McIntyre. Now, I got to ask you, Jessamyn, I actually went to Texas Tech as a student, and from 2002 to 2008, I was there either as a student or a beat reporter and covered the team for the Red Raiders. And you, as someone who covers Washington State University football, my friend Mike Leach up there, now the head coach for Washington State. Now, I tell Levack all the time, in the most respectful manner, that Mike Leach is the strangest individual that I have ever met in my entire life. And I have some great Mike Leach stories. Some I have told on the air, some I can't tell on the air. You got to have a good Mike Leach story at this point.
Oh, man, I'm trying to think of which one I could tell on the air.
Exactly. He's
a very interesting man. But, okay, just to, the degree of his oddness, which I truly enjoy, I brought him on our station, once he got hired, and I gave him a call and we started chatting, and he was actually still in Key West at the time. He hadn't moved. He had just been hired, and I said, hey, Coach, thanks so much, for taking time out of your day. What's going on? And I just said, what's going on? And I got about 17 minutes because I checked on the phone call, 17 minutes on how to catch, fillet, and prepare hogfish, because that's what he was catching that week.
Absolutely.
It was awesome. I learned a lot.
Yeah.
So you're making hogfish for us down in Phoenix for the Super Bowl.
Oh, absolutely. I know exactly how to prepare it. So It has to be fresh, though. Otherwise, I don't know how.
There you go. Well, tell my buddy Graham Harrell hey as well.
I certainly will.
Jessamyn
Thank you.
McIntyre, 710 ESPN Seattle, and Jessamyn will most likely see you in Phoenix.
Oh, thank you. I look forward to it, guys.